Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns would come face to face on SmackDown this week, and this is where we witness seconds become minutes with an avalanche of emotions being conveyed without a single word spoken. This was absolutely perfect, pun intended, storytelling by these two superstars, and here's why. There are loads of things to talk about from this episode of SmackDown, but one of the many things that stood out was the confrontation between the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso. What stood out to me about this confrontation is it didn't involve a promo or any physicality. It was simply a stare down with so many implications that it made you excited for what was to come. I'll say this officially. If there was any doubt that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns was the main event of WrestleMania 40, WWE has put those doubts to bed with this face-off. The Friday the 13th, 2023 edition of SmackDown was one of the best shows that the WWE has done in 2023. This season premiere episode felt like a massive win for the fans. It was filled with many highlights, returns, debuts, and continued storytelling that we all have come to enjoy under the new creative leadership and vision of Paul Triple H Levesque, under the direction of Ari Emanuel, the CEO of the TKO Group. This show benefited tremendously without the often heavy-handed, last-minute, and unnecessary same-day changes given by Vince McMahon. It's not always perfect, but it's better and a step in the right direction, and it shows. Before we get started on the video, and if you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you do so for more pro wrestling content like this every week. If you enjoy the video, when you're done with it, make sure you give it a thumbs up as well to help support me and the channel. To answer the question of why this face-off was perfect storytelling, we need the context. First, this is the first time Cody Rhodes has come face-to-face with the Bloodline since the Raw after WrestleMania 39, where Cody Rhodes declared he had Roman Reigns defeated, but he skated by with the help of the Bloodline like he always does. It was there where he asked for a rematch, but was ultimately denied by Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns with a clear no. Ultimately, Cody would go on to have an amazing feud with Brock Lesnar, culminating with a victory over the Beast at SummerSlam, cementing his legacy and earning Brock's respect along the way. SummerSlam was also the place where Jey Uso's story and feud with the Bloodline reached its apex. Jey Uso would face Roman Reigns in a tribal combat match for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship in a losing effort, which would see him eventually not only leaving the Bloodline, but the WWE after turning on his brother Jimmy. Over a month later, on WWE Raw, Cody Rhodes would convince Adam Pearce to bring Jey Uso back to the WWE and put him on Raw, where he and Cody would feud with the Judgment Day and capture the United WWE World Tag Team Championships at Fastlane. That brings us to SmackDown. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso would put out an open challenge to any team for their championships. A-Town Down Under, a team consisting of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, would accept the match that night on SmackDown. Cody and Jey would ultimately get the win, with the team hitting the Cody 1D, a 1D variation of the Usos tag team finisher, the 1D, and a Cody Cutter, before Cody would finish off Austin Theory with a Crossroads for the victory. Cody and Jey would celebrate their victory in front of an almost sold-out crowd, with Cody slapping hands with fans at ringside as Jey made his way down the ramp toward the entranceway. Suddenly, the all-too-familiar sound of a choir chanting and drums banging signaled the arrival of the tribal chief Roman Reigns of the Bloodline as his entrance music filled the arena with anticipation. Jey stopped in his tracks, both shocked and prepared for a fight, as his brother Solo Sikoa and twin brother Jimmy Uso entered the arena with bad intentions written on their faces, walking directly toward him. Cody, still celebrating with fans, stopped in shock as the music played and his eyes fell to the entranceway, unsure of what was going to happen. He quickly made his way to Jey Uso's side as they stood 2-on-2 face to face. Solo stared Cody with heartless intent as Jimmy, with a smug grin, stood before his twin brother, his new cocky and arrogant personality dripping off of him. Moments passed as these two teams continued to calculate the other's moves, never taking their eyes off each other until he arrived. Roman Reigns walked through the entranceway with a confident stride, his wise man Paul Heyman, with his radiant and youthful glow having returned to him, at his side. Roman made his intentions known as he walked directly to Cody Rhodes and stopped, with his wise man still behind him, peeking over his shoulder, staring at Cody. The music still going on in the arena, Cody's attention was immediately snatched by the tribal chief. It was here where we saw a roller coaster of emotion from Cody Rhodes. Pain, anger, frustration, and anticipation. These emotions rolled down his face as his eyes narrowed and his lips quivered as he tried to control his breathing. For him was the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the man who defeated him at WrestleMania 39, the man who stopped him from finishing the story, the man who broke him. It was these seconds of television that sold you, me, the fan, the main event of WrestleMania 40. Kevin Dunn masterfully changed the camera shots to the dominating beat of Roman's entrance, showing the emotions of Cody, Roman, Jey, and the bloodline at the same time. This was without a doubt a brilliant piece of storytelling, and all it was a stare down. But from it, we had so many implications. When will Jimmy and Jey have their one-on-one match to put their sibling rivalry to bed? And Cody Rhodes finish the story at WrestleMania 40. Roman would finally speak, telling Cody that this was his show, and Cody didn't respond. Too many emotions flowed through him. Continued until the tensions was cut by the arrival of the newly announced SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, with officials in tow, breaking up the two sides. He immediately stepped in front of Roman and Cody to ensure things didn't escalate further, telling them not tonight, before easing Cody away from Roman as he collected himself. Did you guys enjoy this moment on SmackDown? What implications did you get from the Bloodline's confrontation with Jey and Cody? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This was masterful storytelling, and I am very much looking forward to more from these guys and the way they tell their respective stories as we approach ever closer to the road to WrestleMania. Till next time, see you later.